Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I want to talk to you today about this particular guitar. This is the Ibanez Jem, specifically the Ibanez Jem Jr. If you don't know the history of the Jem, it's a signature guitar for Steve Vai. If you don't know who Steve Vai is, he is a legendary guitar virtuoso who's been around for the past few decades, with his early days with Frank Zappa, and then his more commonly popular days with David Lee Roth in the mid-'80s, and then of course with Whitesnake, and then his solo career that has progressed on and on all the way to this day. Ibanez developed the Jem specifically for Steve to cater to the way he played, and of course to cater to the very specific features that he wanted on a guitar. The Jem Jr., don't be mistaken, the Junior in the title, because it basically shares the same scale as you would find with all the other Jems. There's the 7.7, the Jem 7V, so it's basically the same size scale, same contouring, same look. The only difference between this and the regular Jem is number one, the price. I would say more than half the price you would find on a regular Jem. Regular Jem goes for anywhere between $1,300 all the way to, I would say, $5,000–6,000, depending on which era of the Jem that you're looking into. Like the 777 was a popular model in the early 90s. Now you can find that guitar for around $5,000–6,000. The Jem Jr. Goes for about $500. Now, just because it's a $500 guitar does not mean that it's limited or doesn't hold up to the same kind of expectations and performance as you would in the standard Jem. Okay, now if you look at the neck, you would see it's the same Tree of Life inlay design as you would find on the Jem. The only difference is it doesn't use that mother of pearl type of material found in here. This is just a straight plastic inlay that they put in here. And if you look at the standard Jem, the higher frets are scalloped, whereas on the Junior it's pretty much flat. So, but you know, I think that's just more of a preference thing. For me, I've never really owned any guitars that had scalloped frets, so I'm pretty much used to this style of fretboard. Pickups are they're passive pickups, basically like Ibanez's brand of pickups. On the regular Jem, you would find DiMarzio signature pickups that Steve Vai uses, and of course the Floyd Rose Bridge, which this is Ibanez's version of their Floyd Rose. So the Ibanez tuners that are on here. Now, this is hardware that's easily swappable. So, I mean, if you really wanted to turn this into a $1,500 to $3,000 guitar, you can just, all you have to do is just replace the hardware, replace the parts, the electronics, everything in between. Oh, and the pickguard. The Jem Jr. decided to go with a flat white color pickguard versus the pearl texture design pickguard on the, say like on the 7P. But again, that's easily swappable. You can buy that particular pickguard off of like Amazon and then just change it out. I've had this guitar for about a month and a half now, and I've used it quite a bit on live shows, and it's pretty much served me well. The more I play it, really, the more I'm really enjoying it. And I think even the dive bombs using the whammy bar hold pretty well. Now, in terms of the way this sounds, everything, I mean, you could pretty much, depending on what rig you're using, what amp you're plugging into, what effects pedals that you decide to use with it, you know, this guitar basically performs like a pro. You know what I find about this guitar is, I think it caters well to various styles of music. I mean, you can push a lot of high gain through this guitar if you're a metal guitar player, and with the 5-way selector that you'd find on any standard Ibanez RG model, or especially on the Jems, you know, with splitting the coils, turning to single coil pickups, this guitar can be great for, say, blues, jazz. I think it's a very well-versed guitar that's great for multiple genres. Okay, here is the hidden truth about the Jem that I want to share with you. So, you know, I don't want to make this video any misleading, as, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a great guitar, very solid, performs really well. But again, it is a $500 guitar. This guitar is made in Indonesia, whereas most Ibanez products are originally from Japan. But, you know, with some minor setups, little minor modifications, you know, this guitar can basically stand up toe-to-toe with a regular Jem or any kind of other high-end guitar. So, like for instance, the Floyd Rose is, it's not entirely, I would say, you know, as cheap as, say, like, you know, you would find on a lot more entry-level guitars. Ibanez does make pretty solid Floyds, but even with the dive bombs and everything, when I first got this guitar, you know, I noticed a little bit of slight tuning instability. I did a easy fix with that, and I basically had a trim setter installed in the back by the springs, so the block would hit that trim setter at every time, just to basically keep the tuning stability a little bit stronger. I don't have my screwdriver on me, so otherwise I would open the back plate and show you what it looked like. Also, a little intonation, a good intonation helps. So, I mean, you can take your guitar to a local shop and have their tech or luthier, or, you know, pretty much set it up for you. Eventually, I think I will end up swapping certain components out. Like, I would like to upgrade the pickups on this. I do actually like that pearl style pick guard found on the regular Jems. I'm eventually going to swap that out as well. The tuners are pretty solid, I think. I mean, I don't really need to change those, and plus it's a locking system, so, you know, once this is locked, this pretty much stays locked. It doesn't, you know, these are pretty much useless after that. So, you know, the fine tuning, everything is pretty much works standard like a regular Floyd Rose. But other than that, this is pretty much a solid guitar, and again, I've used this at live shows, really just kind of abusing the shit out of it, really. You know, sometimes when you get in that zone, you get in the moment and you're doing a solo or whatever, you know, you just tend to do things that you just feel at the moment. And, you know, lo and behold, the guitar stayed in tune, and it, you know, it took me throughout the rest of the show, no problem. So I didn't really have an issue with it. So there you have it. I mean, I'm not going to really go through too much detail about the guitar. The guitar's been out for a while. I'm sure most of you have either already played on it or have seen multiple videos on it, you know, and they can go into more in-depth detail on how the guitar is. I just wanted to give you my personal review and opinion about this particular guitar. And to be completely honest, I have played on regular Jems before, and there's really not much of a feel difference in terms of comfortability playing on a Junior versus a regular Jem 7.7 or a 7V. Like I said, the only real difference you'll find is more internally, and of course some of the hardware, but again, it's easily swappable. So I mean, you can keep it as is, it's still a solid guitar as is, or you know, you can upgrade it to your preference and really make it your own. But anyway, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and you know, keep playing out there. So once again, thanks for dropping in, tuning in, and checking out this video. I'll be making more in the future, and until then, I'll see you later.